everyone, welcome to On the Other Hand. I'm Ariane Zierscher, and today I'm going to be covering bullion loops as well as how to make those little bees that Sue Spargo is so famous for. I'm going to show you a few of the ways that I like doing them, which are all things that I've learned from Sue. I'll also show you how to make those bees in a couple of different thread types, which is a lot of fun too, to explore. Please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. If you want to receive an email notification, you'll have to click on the little bell icon to the right of the subscribe button. I love hearing from you, so leave me any comments or questions you might have in the comments section below. And don't forget to check out the description section. That's where I put all the different links to anything that I use in this video, including threads, needles, and things like that. So grab something to stitch with, grab a needle and some thread, and let's get stitching. I'm going to do a bullion loop in a variegated eleganza number 5 weight. This is EZM 26. I'm using a number 1 Milner's. Maybe I'll do 5 right here. The bullion loop, you bring your thread up, and then you're going to bring your thread down. Hi, Marilyn. So there's where my thread has come up, and I'm going to go almost on top of for my bullion loop. Now, for the loop, I'm going to have to cast on at least 25. I don't think I ever do a loop that's under 26 wraps. So let's see what 26 looks like. 1, okay, that's 26 wraps. And if I push it down, it's going to be a pretty small loop. So I'm going to do 28. Not that that's going to make that big of a difference. I'm going to use my pliers. Lots of people have been asking about these pliers. I'm a jewelry designer and a bench jeweler. So these are what I use when I'm working with 18 karat and 20 karat gold wire. They're Lindstrom. They're quite expensive. I do have the link in the description section. There is no ridge on the inside, so it does not damage your needle. And I'm working with gold when I first bought these, and gold is a lot softer than these needles, and it did not damage them. So I know that there are much cheaper pliers out there. I just can't vouch for them because I don't use them. This is what I use. If the wrap is more than 20, I use my pliers. I'm pulling that thread down, and there's my loop. I'm going to go back down into where I came out, and I'm going to pull through. So there's my loop. All right, now I'm going to do that was 28, because I want my next loop to be a little bit bigger. I don't want it to overlap. So I'm coming out whatever that amount is. I'm going to come out, and like before, I'm going to go back in right next to where I came out. And now I'm going to do 32 wraps. So this is 6 wraps bigger than the one next to it. I'm going to go right back down. So 28, 34. This one I'm going to do 40. I could have put these a little closer together, but I'm not going to worry about that. And then I'm going to do my last one here, and this one is going to be 28, like the first one. Someone was asking about their bullion loops being twisted, and it may be because you're crossing over when you anchor it and it's twisting it around. It's just maybe one reason why that might be happening. So there's my little tufts. Those are the bullion loop in the number 8 variegated eleganza, and this is the number 5. They're also really pretty using the razzle threads that Sue has, because these are slippery, and so they're sometimes easier to pull through. So you can try those. Anything that you would use for a bullion knot, you can use for a loop. The next thing is Sue's famous bumblebees. There are a number of different threads that you can use to make the bumblebee. This is a silken chenille. It's really not a thread that is easily stitched with because the little silk pile separates and starts to bunch up. You want to keep your thread lengths quite short. So there's that. The other bumblebee to do is to use Petite Very Velvet, and I'll show a bumblebee using that as well. And then variegated eleganza. You can do it in a size 8, you can do it in a size 5. If you want a really big bee, you could even do it in a size 3. So let me start with the silken chenille. I'm going to keep my length at about 12 inches. I'm going to thread up a Milner's number 3. I'm going to have his head facing this flower, and I'm going to do an 8 wrap bullion knot, and I'm going to pull through. I keep those wraps pretty loose with the chenille because any bit of tightness is going to cause the pile to start fraying, and I'm trying to avoid that. So there's my first, that's his little head. Now I'm going to thread up another number 3 with my yellow, and then I'm going to come up literally a thread beyond where this one ended, and the same with the other side. And instead of doing 8 wraps, I'm now going to do 10. Whole trick with the chenille is it is so delicate and easily frayed that you really just need to be gentle. Okay, now I'm going to take my black and I'm going to come back just a little bit out from where the yellow was. I won't get more than 2 bouillons from this length of thread. So that's 12. Anchor it down. And you can already see how my thread is getting frayed. You see how it's starting to look a little ragged. That's why I keep my length so short. This is going to be 14, and this is my center. So now I'm going to decrease after this one. So this one I'm decreasing. I'm coming in a little bit from where this one began. And the same with over here. I'm going to come in just a little, doing 12. And now I'm going to do 10. And again, I'm coming in just a little so that his body is that kind of oblong shape. So I can now have him flying away from the flower or flying towards it. And whichever way I decide to do, that's the way I'm going to put my antennae. So I thought I would have him flying towards it, but maybe I'll have him flying away from it. So I bring my needle right up, and I'm going to do 2 pistol stitches now. 1, 2, and I'm going to have it moving out like this. And with my pistol stitch, I like to anchor that wrap with my thumb so it doesn't move. I'll do the same with the other side. And there's my 2 little antennae. And now I'm going to make wings. The wings, I can use any number of things. If I want something kind of shimmery, I can use one of them, a metallic. When I was doing this bee, I thought I was recording and wasn't. I've done this every single day now, that I recorded something and wasn't. The wings, I use this, which is a silk lame braid. I got this at Sue Spargo's, and leave a link for it. What I did with the bees was I just brought my needle up and then back down, and then I just tacked it down right here with just a little tack. And that's really all I did for those wings. I've started my bee using my variegated eleganza. I am using number 8 weight ECM02 with number 8 weight ECM07 threaded on a number 3 Milner's needle. So I started with 8. This is 10. This is 12 wraps. I'm going to do 14 now. Anchor him down. This is going to be 16 wraps. So I'm going back in. 1 out, and now I'm going back in. I'm going to do 12 now. And I don't have to do 8 if I don't want to. I can do 10, I can do 9. I'll show you what it looks like just to do 9. And now I'm going to make my little antennae, and I just draw my thread underneath his body, and I come out the top. And I do my little pistol stitch. And there's my pistol for this side. And I'm going to hold those wraps down. Now I can do his wings in this same color. I can do a cast on or a bullion loop. Either one is going to work. Let's do a cast on just for fun. I'm going to come up on the side here. And I'm going to go back down. I usually come up one or two, sort of in between the second and the third bullion, and then I come back down between the third and the fourth. And now I'm going to do my cast-ons. You want to make sure those cast-ons are snugly, you're pulling snugly into the needle, or they can get a little funky looking. When I have thread like this, and I really don't have enough, but I'm going to make it work. I've got about 15 or 16, I can't remember, and I want about 10 more. So I just unthread it, and I just do my last bit. This is not ideal, by the way. I pull my thread to the other side so that this part is going to radiate out. Pull that down and thread my needle. I'm going to pull these through. And then I may have to thread up a chenille needle to get this back because this is much too long. Like I said, this is not ideal. And this is what happens when you get stubborn with your thread. Kind of sacrificed. Got a little funky here. This got twisted, and it's from all that messing around with the thread not being. It's just another example of why it's not worth doing that. All right, I'm going to thread another and do this one correctly. And there's my little bee with my cast on wings. Last one I will do a bullion knot loop wing. You can see what that looks like. The Very Velvet, I thread up a number 1 Milner's. I use it as though it were a 5 weight. I'm going to do my little bullion here. So I did 8, now I'm going to do 10 wraps. I'm also going to spread these out a little bit more because it's a thicker weight thread that I'm using. I'm going to come out for my antennae here. Hold that down with my thumb. And I need to give him wings. His wings in an off-white Very Velvet. Come up for this is going to be my big bullion knot loop. Go down close, come right back up. Okay, this is 30 wraps. And look how little. You would think it would be a bigger wing, but that's fine. Just going to anchor it down with 30 on the other side. I could have easily done 40. If I wanted, I could make a bigger wing coming out, or just leave it alone. For my 2 different Very Velvet, Eleganza, and the chenille. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you found this helpful. Please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. If you want to receive an email notification, you'll need to click on the little bell after you've hit the subscribe button. It should show up on the right of where the subscribe button was. I love hearing from you, so leave me any comments or questions you might have in the comments section below, and check out the description section. That's where I'm going to leave links to where to get the pliers, any of the threads I've used, and needles, things like that. Until next time, here's to stitching together.